This is Gene Key, Skyserve, Texas News.
From the Texas Home Flooding File. Hopefully, no more surprises when you purchase your new home. State Senator Joan Huffman, a Republican from Houston, Friday filed legislation that would require sellers of a residential property to notify buyers if a property located in a flood-prone area and whether it has previously flooded. Senate Bill 339 would change a provision of the state's property code to require sellers to tell buyers whether properties are in a 100 or 500-year floodplain or partially inside a reservoir or reservoir flood pool, an area next to a reservoir that is usually dry but is designed to hold floodwater. The bill also would require sellers to disclose whether the property has flooded before, whether it might flood under catastrophic circumstances, and if it's located within 5 miles downstream of a reservoir. If a seller doesn't disclose this information, the law would allow buyers to terminate the contract or sue. From the Austin Moonlighting File. The same week that an Austin City Hall employee resigned after auditors said he used his work computer at a second job, a spokesperson for Austin's Human Resources Department announced a new policy has been finalized and begins March 1st. City auditors started cracking down on the use of city resources for second jobs a couple of years ago. The new policy will require employees to notify supervisors if they work a second job and would require city departments keep track of moonlighters' personnel files. However, the policy stops short of requiring departments to maintain records of employee second jobs. Currently, only 12 of 36 city departments require disclosure of second jobs. The cost of keeping track of everyone's centralized records with a second job is likely to be costly. From the surprising wolf file. Researchers say a pack of wild canines found frolicking near the beaches of the Texas Gulf Coast carries a substantial amount of red wolf genes. A surprising discovery because the animal was declared extinct in the wild nearly 40 years ago. The finding has led wildlife biologists and others to develop a new understanding that the red wolf DNA is remarkably resilient after decades of human hunting, loss of habitat, and other factors had led the animal near decimation. A scientist with the Wildlands Network said the survival of the red wolf genes, without much help from us, for the last 40 years is wonderful news.
This is Gene Key reminding you to visit us on YouTube, Facebook, or Tumblr at Skyserve News Service.